Hi, I'm Amy.
And I'm Lex.
And today we are talking about jealousy. Jealousy is a really difficult emotion. It's kind of when you're really worried that something you've got is going to be taken away from you. So Lex, have you got any examples of being jealous?
I actually was quite jealous in relationships. So I've had the experience of being the person who is jealous, and I've also had an experience of being with somebody who was jealous. So I've kind of seen it from both sides.
It's a horrible feeling as well. It's kind of like sick and burny and twisting in your gut.
It's quite distracting and all-consuming, so it means that you feel like you can't focus on other things, and it just really sort of takes over how you're feeling in the moment.
Why do you think people feel jealous? It's a very natural emotion, but what do you think triggers it?
I think for me it was definitely sort of other aspects of life. Like I was feeling quite vulnerable generally, and that kind of translated into jealousy. So it wasn't actually to do with the relationship, it was to do with other things that were going on.
Like a lack of self-confidence. You're worried that you're not good enough maybe for the thing that you love so much. And when people are jealous, they behave in quite like certain ways. Like they can ask lots of questions, like where have you been? Who are you with? What are you doing? That kind of thing.
And I think also just like wanting to see what people are saying to other people, like wanting to know what their friendships are like or what their relationships are like with other people, and just really intensely wanting to be involved in that. I had a friend who, if I made a new friend, she would then have to be friends with that person. And I think it came from she was jealous of the new friendship. So she had to then be like, no, I'm actually a better friend.
Friendships and relationships are built on trust. So if you're jealous, it kind of destroys it.
And that's a good example of what jealousy can do. I think it's quite natural to feel jealousy, but it's how you act on it and how that kind of affects your relationships and your friendships.
There's this idea that jealousy is a sign of love, that if you really love someone, you're jealous of them, but actually it's not at all.
I think like a healthy love doesn't really involve like a level of jealousy that would affect that relationship. It's more a sign that you are afraid and that you maybe are insecure in yourself, and that you're worried that you might lose that person for whatever reason.
And you know what, it's completely okay and natural to feel afraid of losing someone that you care deeply for, but it's how you act on it that's the issue. Don't let it kind of fester and don't try and control their actions.
I think that if you think that a friend or a partner is feeling jealous, then it's really important to talk to them about how they feel. They might not be super comfortable with that, so it's just kind of at a level that they are comfortable with. Because often it's because of things in someone's past, that's why they feel jealous now. Because I know that I felt jealous because of the way that a previous relationship ended, and that kind of carried on into my future relationships.
So how did you deal with the jealousy you felt in your relationship?
I ended up actually talking about how I felt. The effects that the jealousy had on me long term, I do realise now that I could have dealt with it better at the time.
I think we've made it really clear jealousy is a natural thing to feel. The problem is it can really easily tip over into abuse, particularly in a relationship.
I think if people are doing stuff like checking your messages, wanting to know where you are or who you're talking to all the time, and just being very controlling, maybe following you to see if you're doing what you say you're doing, then that's where it's strayed over into being more abusive.
And it's really important to remember, if someone feels like they're in this kind of relationship, talk to someone, whether that's a trusted adult or a Childline counsellor.
I think often maybe in the media, in books or in films, we can be sold the idea that jealousy is romantic, and that even if it does get controlling, like it's just because the partner loves them, which is really unhealthy and not right. I mean, I can think of an example in Twilight. Edward's behaviour is really controlling, and I think if any of that was happening in real life, it would be a reason to need to talk to somebody about it.
And now we want to hear from you. How would you cope with feeling jealous, or with a friend or partner who's feeling jealous? Let us know in the comments. Lex, thank you so much for coming and talking about jealousy.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem, and we will see you next week.